Thesis statement is African Americans are groomed to excel in sports to pursue a higher education.
That's it.
I'm in love with the cocoa. I got it for the low, 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 low. I'm in love with the cocoa. I got it for the low. Again, brother, and go out again. Chasing that go out again. Let my little world again. Taking that money back again. Fucking your homie back again. Hey, if you owe me, baby, gon' show me, baby. I can. Still up in boy. I'ma go and you nut. I got gold on my road. And I'm real right like a boy. I look like a dope hole, I know it. I know I won't. I gon' miss it for a month, and it's what you do. Wait, I'ma take y'all way back for the old school, before the Maybach. Or when we came back and put a Maple Leafs on the J's hat. I was on court chillin' with my niggas on the corner, fucking with the face. Wishing for the hottest Civic paces, smoking out of staircases in the ceiling. Dog got
Topic because I'm in college today because of sports. I was groomed early to play sports and not to be average, but to be actually good at the sport I did. My mom played a big role in this. Without her pushing me into sports, I would not be in college. I was planning on going to the military. It's important to me because I finally have a way out. I cannot make up excuses and say I cannot afford college or I did not come because I have a single mother. This is it. I am here and now I have an opportunity to better myself and become a successful young man. A lot of African American males in today's world do not make it out because they are killed, selling drugs, or in jail. I can say I'm one of those who are in college to better myself.
the hook sound like a message I was sent.
She done put it down like you.
My two arguments are parenting styles and parents who nurture their child into playing sports.
At an early age, I signed DeMontez up for track and field. His dad has not been around due to being incarcerated, so I did it on my own. DeMontez is book smart and also he's very talented. I know he had the potential to be great at track and field.
Hold up, candles burning, money burning, graveyard, these niggas. Found them parking, big dog blocking, hey. Blood tails on me, shout it, want that wig, I'm dripping Cartier, put a gold bird on you, that's what's happening. I put that lingo on her, she was Spanish. I feel the one, I lead her up to Venice. It's continental and it's panoramic. It's complimentary to the senators. Fuck around with me.
My first argument I proved was parents nurturing their child into sports. The article that I read was how likely is it that your athletic child will turn pro. It was about a dad who raised his son into playing baseball. His son was good at baseball because he started early. When he was about 14 months, he put a golf ball into his son's hand so he would know how a baseball would feel. By the age 2, he was hitting and throwing the ball. By age 3, he was playing organized t-ball. The kid knew his future just because his dad nurtured him into the sport. He told his dad he was going to Stanford to get an athletic scholarship, just like me with track. My next argument was parenting styles. The article Sports in Black and White shows professional athletes who have single mothers and some who had both parents but lost them. Michael Jordan lost his dad but still excelled in the sport of basketball. Bill Russell is another case. He played for the Boston Celtics. He was raised into poor financial circumstances in the rural South, although his family eventually moved to California in pursuit of better jobs and opportunities. Bill went to the University of San Francisco, the only school that offered him a scholarship. People would say against my topic, are African Americans use sports to get into college, but do not do the schoolwork necessary to stay in college. When African Americans get into college, they are very competitive and excel in their sports, but lack their success in the classroom. It is not on purpose, but their academics are not held to the same standards as sports. According to the article of Impact Demographic Variables on African American student athletes, the NCAA in 2005 said that student athletes graduate from college at a higher education rate than do students from general population of many American universities. NCAA research indicates both African American male 42% and female 47% student athletes are graduating at a lower rate than other ethnicities classified in Division I NCAA athletic programs. That shows that African American are the lowest ethnicity to graduate because they do not stay in school with failing grades. Getting into college is not the problem for African Americans. Staying in college is the problem amongst them. Once they're in college, they do not show up for class or complete assignments to become successful in the academic aspect of college. They tend to drop out and not stay because of bad grades. According to the cultural cover-up of college athletes take advantage of their athletic potential, shirking educational responsibilities. Again, this topic is important to me because I finally have my way out and I'm in college, bettering myself and getting a higher education.
Cause I'm back down on my own again.
Out there, DeMontez McCray, lane 2. Pretty even field beside Jack.
This is the blues I'm playing.
On the back stretch, it's DeMontez at the cutter.
Yes, it's a fine old thing. When the night is cold and low.
23, 24, 25 seconds.
This is a dollar bill.
Was it the money that made me a savage? Popping them presents, I made it a habit. Towing them pistols and serving them addicts. That was exciting to me. I'm so excited to be. Started with nothing, we had to inspire to be. Niggas, they fly to me. I'm getting to it, feel like the man. I got the plan. I got the shooters, they out with the fan. Play with the squad, they call it the same.
At practice, I would say DeMontez is a very hard worker. I think he's a very very motivated individual. And I think he is a good self-starter. So by that I mean he finds his sources of motivation and what works for him. I think sometimes he could easily lose focus, and sometimes that can affect his practices negatively, or sometimes he can even get in his own head, and that too can affect his practices negatively. But for the most part, I think he's pretty driven. I think he's finally seeing what his potential can lead to, and I think he got a good taste of that last year when he ended up getting 7th overall in the NCAA Division II Nationals. So, all right, so as a coach, I think that athlete and coach's relationship is like paramount to the athlete's success. So with DeMontez, I think our relationship is pretty good. I think we really, with the success that he has had last year, I think that he has trust that what we do works, and that's one of the biggest parts about coaching and athletes' relationships. Something that I'll always remember is that he was first of all, he was my first All-American athlete as is. And then I don't think I'll ever forget the time where we were at Nationals, Division II indoor, and we were waiting for him to get accepted into the finals, and we didn't know what place he had gotten. It takes top 7 to get in, and we thought maybe he might have been 8th or 9th, and then he ended up getting 7th. And then I just remember looking at the board and seeing him as 7th. And so that's just a moment I'll never forget as a coach, and that meant a lot to me. So track is also important as a coach, because you never want to focus on the individual only as an athlete. You want to focus on them holistically. So I think outside of track, DeMontez is a well-mannered young man. I think he's a very good leader. Obviously, a lot of people follow him and look up to him, and I think that he's doing well leading. I think that sometimes he could get sidetracked playing and losing focus and stuff like that, which is kind of detrimental to a team that when everybody looks up to you. So I think that's one of the things that he could work on. But all in all, when we need somebody to volunteer, we can call him. When we need somebody to lead warm-ups and stuff like that, we can call on him. So I think that's one of the better characteristics about him. I think that's going to take him far in life.
Results for women's 200 meters in third place, running a time of 26.95. In second place from Kentucky resident Montana, it is Renee Clark. In first place,
That's so much better.
Get out, Woo!